Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Tyrone back with Tech Life. And here I have a great article for you guys from GeekWire. I'll leave a link to it in the description so you guys could check it out. So, from the recent announcement from T-Mobile laying off 5,000 employees, it looks like 401 of those out of those 5,000 employees are going to be affected in the Seattle area, which I assume is directly at Bellevue at T-Mobile's HQ. T-Mobile's decision to lay off nearly 5,000 employees will impact 401 workers in Bellevue, Washington. CEO Mike Sievert last week announced the cuts in a memo to employees. The details about Seattle area layoffs come from a filing with the State Employees Security Department, ESD. Sievert said the cuts would impact jobs that are duplicative or positions that don't align with changing company priorities. I'm going to say more of the positions that are being laid off don't align with the changing company priorities. Remember, they've already been, since 2020 April, they have already been laying off duplicate and redundant positions. They've been doing that already. And I don't know, and I don't see them having a percentage of those positions of that size of 5,000 still available throughout the company. They started that process very early. That's usually what you start with first. If you're merging, integrating, whatever, you start with the duplicate positions first. These are the first cuts that you make. And then he said he's naming increasing costs for consumer acquisitions and retentions as a contributing factor. So again, it's interesting, right? T-Mobile had the lowest churn in the industry in the last quarter, and they had the highest growth. So those are both of the factors that he's naming. It's costing them more to get the customer, and it's costing them more to retain the customer. So that's interesting to note, because they're doing good at both. They're growing and they're keeping people, and we could potentially see them keep people more, right, with this Go 5G Next plan, because that's going to cost T-Mobile more to keep the customer. Although that consumer is going to be paying more on the Go 5G Next, if they have, let's say for an example, if they have 5 lines and they finance all those phones, right, on that plan, they can get a promo for each of those phones that they finance, whatever's available. And that's coming out of T-Mobile's pockets. That's phone credits, phone subsidies, whatever you want to call it. So that's another tool for T-Mobile to retain that customer. But again, like Mike Sievert said, they're going to pay more for that customer. And then the promos itself, they're paying more to acquire customers too, because they're growing at such volume. So just wanted to point that out, that 401 employees are affected directly at T-Mobile's HQ. And the rest of those layoffs are likely to come around, other parts of the country, probably some in Kansas City. That's T-Mobile's second HQ. And then there's, several other offices that T-Mobile has around the country where they're going to be laying off these employees. So this is to further improve T-Mobile, according to Mike Sievert. So we should start seeing even better churn. We may even see some peak growth for T-Mobile in Q3 and Q4, and then into next year. And that's good to see. They wanna remain competitive. They know what they have to do. They know what the goal is. Now they got to go out and achieve it. Like he said recently, they set goals, targets, they meet them and exceed them, and that's usually the under promise and over deliver for them. And they usually do it in a big way. That's just how they operate. That's how they've been operating. And now they have to go into rural areas and undercut the competition, or be more aggressive on device promos, as you guys saw that yesterday on prepaid. There are regional offers now, only in small market rural areas. That's a big step for T-Mobile to get in there and take some share, because they've never really had any presence. And then they still have to compete within the top 100 markets, where it's getting even more competitive, with new MVNOs entering, the cable companies handing out free lines, And then Verizon and AT&T are trying to, get more competitive with, higher pricing, better deals, better value. So let me know what you think about that in the comment section down below. Look forward to reading your guys' comments. Like, share, subscribe. See y'all in the next one. Peace.